John Fetterman is looking like he has a really good shot in taking out Mehmet Oz in their Senate race. Well, Oz decided to bring in one of the big guns, Donald Trump, to support him, kind of, but more so attack Fetterman. And in so doing, Donald Trump, he's gonna say a lot of crazy things, and then he is going to accidentally project all over John Fetterman. But first, let's start with the dangerous stuff.
Fetterman supports taxpayer-funded drug dens and the complete decriminalization of illegal drugs, including heroin, cocaine, crystal meth, and ultra-lethal fentanyl. And by the way, he takes them himself.
Look, I don't know, what are we supposed to say to this? So first of all, that's not his position on drugs, John Fetterman. But beyond that, and I guess we have to go beyond that, the idea that John Fetterman takes he takes cocaine and heroin and fentanyl and crystal meth, and Donald Trump knows this, and like that is, at this point, I'm not a lawyer, Ben, but isn't that defamation? To simply state as a fact that a political candidate definitely takes all of these drugs with no evidence, that seems a little bit irresponsible. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely irresponsible. Unfortunately, the reality in the United States is it's pretty hard to get any politician, especially when they're talking about other politicians, for like defamation or anything related to that, because the free speech, right? We have to protect everybody's right to say whatever they want, even if it's like the most horrible thing you could imagine. But it is like funny because like even then, like decriminalizing all drugs is a policy that has been tried and is actually quite effective. And he seems to be going after like safe use zones, right? Or like safe use sites, which are really, really good for helping getting people connected to like, rehabilitation and therapy and stuff like that. And so like, I don't know, there's just so many layers of horrible to this. There's so many layers of horrible to this. And it's just a really, really weird like slander against John Fetterman.
Exactly. Yeah, no, if there's any like dangerous substances that you should have on your mind when deciding who to vote for in this race, the fact that Oz spent literally decades making millions by selling you a variety of wonder drugs to solve all of your problems, I understand why Donald Trump would probably want to distract you from that. But as I said, he wants to attack Fetterman, but the dude is just a tightly coiled bundle of projection and insecurities. And so he's gonna attack Fetterman, but he's really gonna talk about himself. Take a look at this.
Taxes, he is a spoiled and entitled socialist loser who leached off his parents' money. He lives on the parents' money.
He leached off of his parents' money. Donald Trump, as I'm sure many of you already know, in today's dollars, was handed over $400 million by his parents. If he had done nothing in his entire life, he would be a multi-millionaire. But John Fetterman is the elitist, and that's why you shouldn't like come on, people in the audience have gotta get this. Even the ones who love Trump, and maybe they don't mind that he was handed riches beyond their wildest fantasies, but they also know that he was handed riches beyond their wildest fantasies. So the cognitive dissonance is just washing over the crowd like a tsunami. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, that's something that speaks to his audience though, because like first and foremost, one of the biggest misunderstandings about Republicans, especially like these Trump fans, is that they're poor. That's like completely way off base, right? Now, it is true that they're statistically less likely to have a college degree, but they're also more likely to be inheriting their dad's businesses. And see, the thing about those types of people, the small business owner that inherit $1 million companies where they're like car dealerships or like, McDonald's franchises or whatever, they have a pretense of being hard workers, right? Even though they just got their job from their parents, right? They have this pretense of we work really, really hard, and they don't live with their parents. They just inherited their family's business, which is very, very different and good. But like that crowd they're incredibly bougie, but they love LARPing as poor people. They have like, $150,000 trucks that they drive around that thinks it prove that they're like hard working class people. And so like their whole identity is built as just this sort of like glass cannon where they're constantly attacking everybody for not working hard enough. But then at the same time, they recognize how fragile they are, and they're insecure about the fact that they didn't really earn anything. They know they didn't earn anything, and they're deeply, deeply insecure about that. And that is exactly why they launch these types of attacks against people like John Fetterman. But for Donald Trump's audience, it works.
Yeah, I have a video that is gonna so well demonstrate what you just pointed out. It's 100% true, this feigned poverty, whatever, because remember, Fetterman, you shouldn't like because he got all that money. He's an elitist, says the billionaire. So don't like him for that reason. But then they immediately try to switch it up, and he knows his audience, so he has this to say about Fetterman.
He comes in with a sweatsuit on. I've never seen him wear a suit. A dirty, dirty, dirty sweatsuit. It's really disgusting. I'm a clean freak. I'm a clean freak, Oz. I don't like those dirty sweatsuits. They're disgusting.
So which is it? Is Fetterman's an entitled like elitist? Out of touch, so much money, never had to work, or how dare this guy dress like a poor? Because he does know his audience. He knows that they want to pretend to be working class people, but they also love looking down on those people. They love looking down on people who don't spend every day wearing a suit. It's a ridiculous, weird, like political cosplay that they're maintaining every day. If you don't like Fetterman, if you don't like his policies, you don't have to like his policies, but the idea that there's something wrong with him because he wears a suit, a sweatsuit, I will never understand that.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.